Hello, my friends. Here we are, Tuesday, trade deadline week, and we are starting off with a bang. Let's get it. First trade up. The Grizzlies trade Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz in an 8-player deal. The Jazz are trading away Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and George Niang. But it's all about this right here, right? It's all about these picks going back to Memphis. This is a signal that Memphis is starting over. They are rebuilding. Got 4 draft picks for Desmond Bane. They just get 3 more for Jaren Jackson. Then we'll see coming up what they're going to do for Ja. Now, for the Jazz, I absolutely love this trade. I am not the biggest Jaren Jackson fan, but putting him as the third option behind Keontae George and Lauri Markkanen, and next to a big defensive center like Walker Kessler, this is going to be awesome for the Jazz. And they gave up some picks, but admittedly, these are not like super great picks. They're not bad, but they're not super great picks. But getting Jaren Jackson to go with these 3 is going to be really nice, especially out west. This is going to free up Markkanen. He's going to have shooters all around him. He's going to free him up even more. This is going to give more pick and roll options for Keontae George, which he has been dominant in. And then you get Walker Kessler there to spot behind Jackson to rebound for Jackson, who's not a great rebounder as is. Okay. This is a great trade for the Jazz. I'm sad they had to give up Clayton Jr. as I really liked him, but the emergence of Keontae George and still having Isaiah Collier behind him made Walter Clayton expendable. But if you're getting back an NBA All-Star player, potential third team All NBA defensive first or second team player, you got to do that. You've got to do that. This is an awesome trade for the Jazz. Now, what this signals for the Grizzlies is they're done. Is they are done. So I would expect more coming. I would expect a Ja trade, a KCP trade, and you can see here they created this $28.8 million trade exception. What I can see them doing with that is taking back bad contracts for 3 and 14 trades. This opens them up to take back contracts, get more picks so other teams can maneuver to get the players that they want. This is going to be huge for the Grizzlies. Feel bad for the fans of the franchise because they were super high with Ja and Bane and Triple J, but that is clearly over, and now they are on a complete and utter rebuild. So it's going to be dark time for a bit for the Grizzlies, but they're going to start coming back because they got a ton of picks. I saw right here they have 12 first round picks over the next 7 seasons. Okay. Now we know this draft coming up is huge. A lot of stars. Are they going to try to start packaging up? This is clearly a tank. They're going to tank all the way down and try to get one of those picks on their own. Or they're going to try to do some packaging to try to get even more. Okay. Grizzlies rebuild, Jazz. This is awesome. I love it. Before I get here, I want to do some quick hits on some stuff that we have seen and what's going on in the league. As I was sitting down to make this video, this trade I saw pop up and went through. Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit, multi-team, multiplayer deal. Detroit is sending Jaden Ivey to the Bulls. Minnesota is sending Mike Conley to the Bulls. And the Pistons are getting back Kevin Huerter, another shooter to help out Cade and Duran in the middle. So now they can have on the perimeter Duncan Robinson, Kevin Huerter. So Cade and Duran are having a wide open middle because you know you're not going to help off of those two. This is a great trade for the Pistons to get themselves another shooter. I'm just really sad this is all they got for Jaden Ivey. This makes me really sad. I feel like his trade value has quickly dropped and it shows where he is in the league. And coming out of college, I was a fan and it just hasn't come together. Now, for Minnesota, just dumping Conley like this, what does this tell you? Well, they freed up a roster spot and they are ready. They're open for business. They are ready to go, baby. They are going to start trying to wheel and deal to make this because they feel like they have a chance. Whenever you have Ant, you have a chance, and they're going to go for it. Now, when it comes to Chicago with this trade and the earlier trade with the Kings and the Cavs, they are just facilitating. The Bulls are just getting stuff to facilitate, all these other trades. They are coming in here to help and get extra assets and get extra things. And that's the place the Bulls need to be. Tearing it down, getting extra stuff to rebuild around the young players that they have. Next up is this news coming out of Golden State that they are willing to put Draymond Green in any of these trade talks, which we all assumed it would be Jimmy Butler. He's hurt. You can just trade him, keep Draymond. But this is big. This is huge because Draymond Green is a fixture for Golden State. How is Steph going to feel about this? How is Draymond going to feel about this? The other thing I was thinking about is who would want to trade for Draymond, pissed off Draymond at this stage of his career? I don't know how much value Draymond has away from Steph, away from Steve Kerr, allowing him the freedom to kind of be Draymond. So how's this going to act? This does throw a new possibility of how to get Giannis in because the Bucks would be able to flip Draymond pretty easily if it to another team to try to get a pick or something. So I could see that happening. I could see a three-teamer where the Warriors send Kuminga to the Bucks, send Draymond somewhere else, and the Bucks send Giannis to the Warriors, giving the Bucks more picks. Could that be Memphis? Could that be the Bulls? Somebody like that to kind of help facilitate and give more picks to the Bucks. So this is an interesting one moving forward. And then the big one that came out last night, Chris Mannix reporting that James Harden, Darius Garland potential trade with the Clippers and the Cavs. This one kind of shocked me. And I was watching the broadcast of the Amazon game last night, and they were talking with Brad Daugherty, who works for the Cavs. And he was excited about it. He was really excited about it, and that kind of shocked me. This type of trade normally does not happen. You trade a young, up and coming player for an older star, much older star. There's a 10-year age gap here. I don't see the great fit with the Cavs, with Harden, with Mitchell and Allen and Evan Mobley. I don't see that one. I don't see that great fit. This would be a good defense to have behind Harden when he's not the defender that he ever was, and he's not going to be getting better on that side, but he will help get Mobley and Allen better shots, lobs, and stuff like that. But the defense, I don't see it. Now, if you're the Clippers, I do this in a heartbeat. 100% heartbeat, you do it. You get a 10-year younger player. He's not the same as Harden. I get that. He's not the same as Harden. But to get somebody this young and to get for James Harden, and man, I'm telling you, I think if I'm the Clippers, I do this in a heartbeat. I get rid of Harden. I try to find anything I can. If I'm the Cavs, if I'm willing to trade away Garland, I don't think this is where I'm going. If I'm going to trade away Darius Garland, I'm looking at other teams. I'm going to open up the floor to everybody because there's going to be a lot of teams. Could you get MPJ from the Nets? Could you call up the Pelicans and maybe get Trey Murphy or even Herb Jones? Right? There's other things that you could possibly get for Darius Garland. I don't know if I want to be in the James Harden business because he's now asked out of four different teams, and I don't have enough time to get into his playoff disasters, so I'm just not going to do it. But you know what they are. You know, I just wouldn't get in the James Harden business. That's just me. And then the last one that I saw come up last night, the last one I want to hit today, Domantas Sabonis to the Raptors. Now, I just made a great video on the Raptors that should be coming out in the next couple days. I like this until I saw what the Raptors would have to give up. If you're giving up RJ Barrett and a pick, or even Colin Murray Boyles and a pick, I'm not all for it. Do I think that this would be a good fit, Sabonis, around Scotty Barnes? Because that would be the best defender Sabonis has ever played with. Scotty Barnes is playing like the best forward defender in the league this year. He would make up and hide a lot of Sabonis's faults. 100%. He would hide them. The other thing that would be great is Sabonis fits so well in this offense. The Raptors lead the NBA in cuts. Player cuts, they lead the NBA, and it's really not even close. So he is a great passer. He's another hub with Ingram and Scotty Barnes, another hub to play off of for quickly and stuff. I would just really like to see them keep Barrett and keep Murray Boyles. And when it comes to that, I just don't know what the Kings would want and what the Kings would be getting back. But then again, the Kings just gave up Ellis and Schroeder for kind of nothing. So maybe they will pull the Kings and take back something that is not RJ Barrett and Colin Murray Boyles. In theory, I like it. In practice, if you have to give those things up, I don't like it. There we go. There's my breakdown of the Triple J trade going to the Jazz and some other things hot on the news in the NBA. It's only Tuesday of trade deadline week. I can't imagine where we're going to go from here, but it's looking like this is going to be an epic trade deadline with a lot of bodies moving. So please stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow to talk about what's going on. If you like this, clearly you do, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, help push me out to help grow this new channel of me putting myself out there helping you get great NBA news. Talk to you soon.